What you doing, Otaku? I'm the AC, and I went and saw Weathering with You, a new anime film from the same producer as Your Name. Now, in Hawaii, we have 4 screenings, subbed and dubbed on the 15th and subbed and dubbed on the 16th. Me, being the dumbass as I am, didn't check to see which one I was actually going to on Thursday, the 16th. And I ended up going to the dubbed one, even though I prefer subbed. I don't know how it happened. I just don't pay attention. And it caught me off guard because the trailers are subbed. So then when the movie starts and it's dubbed, I'm just like, the fuck? I'm an idiot. But, anyways, Weathering with You was a pretty good movie. It had some emotion, the animation was great, the music was terrific. But I'll give you a brief little summary of kind of what happens in the movie. It starts off with the main character, Hodaka Morishima, on a boat. He almost falls off. He meets Keisuke Saga. Hodaka is kind of just going to Tokyo, kind of a runaway. It kind of starts off a little depressing for him, not knowing what he could do, but eventually he goes to Keisuke and he gives him a job, and he pretty much writes these like almost occult magazine articles. Don't know how you make much money off of that, but apparently they make enough. And with him is his niece Nasumi Suga, and there's some humor there. Hodaka thinks she is his mistress, but you know, humor. It eventually comes out that it's his niece way later in the movie. And then you get the main heroine, I guess. Hodaka eventually meets Hina. She gives him a burger when he was down on his luck. Then he sees her again, getting kind of forcibly convinced to work in this club, and he saves her from that. Then they hit it off. She eventually tells him her secret of being a sunshine girl, which just so happens Keisuke was already researching on. They hit it off. Hina has a brother named Nagi, who Hodaka eventually meet first, right? Yeah, I think he met him first, or saw him first in a bus, hitting on girls, even though he's only an elementary schooler. There's plenty of humor hidden throughout this movie, which I love because it's not like forced. It's not like it's trying to be funny. It's just they put in humorous things. But as it goes on, Hodaka, Hina, and Nagi, they kind of start a business where she uses her sunshine powers to make the unusually rainy weather of Tokyo just disappear in spots for a little bit of time, make some money from that. But then things start to escalate. Police start looking for Hodaka because he is a runaway. They say there was a report filed for him, but they also caught him on camera. He found a gun. He accidentally used the gun out of self-defense and being scared. And so now they want him. They come looking. Eventually that leads the police to Hina and Nagi, who are also living on their own because their mother died a year before. And then that makes them call child services to come get them. So then they have to run away, but then they think Keisuke actually kidnapped Hodaka, so they question him, and it turns into a spectacular mess, and it's pretty much just escape scenes after escape scenes. Eventually they find out Hina has to be a sacrifice in order to get all this bad weather to go away, because it really turns to shit. It starts snowing in August, everything's flooding, it's going all to hell. And, you know, Hina eventually evaporates. It goes up into the clouds, which looks like a beautiful world, very plain, literally like a plane, but it's spectacular looking. And then it goes into the whole chase of Hodaka trying to save her, trying to get to the first shrine she prayed at, so he can also go up in the clouds and bring her back. But then the police are after him, and then Keisuke's conflicted, and he doesn't know to stop or help, but his niece Nasumi is all about helping. Then Nagi is being his weird little self and still using his charm to woo these little elementary school girls to help him. It's not as much of a mess as I make it seem. It's just a lot happens. The movie seems a lot longer than it actually is because they keep stuff going, and it's kind of exciting. It's not like there's these big actiony moments, but there is just a lot of movement, and it helps with the rain and the weather. And man, there's a lot. And if you can't tell, I really did enjoy it. It was spectacular. I keep saying that, and there's a reason why. I'll get to that later. But in a nutshell, very brief, kind of messy nutshell, that's what happens in this movie. So I would definitely recommend you checking it out if you haven't already. I kind of maybe not spoiled anything. I don't know. I don't even remember exactly what I said. But I know what I said happened. So that's the summary. Now here's some thoughts I had while actually watching the movie. They never really say why Hodaka left home. He wanted to leave his island. He says he just felt constrained. He just wanted to leave. And when you first see him, he kind of is like beat up on the face, has some bandages wherever. And at first I was like, why aren't they going to explain this? And then I realized if they explained it, it might not be a good enough explanation that will make him want to run away from home and be very seriously not wanting to go back. So much so that he just continuously runs from the police. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought that worked. Like an explanation might actually diminish the impact. But still, while I was watching, I was just like, why don't you just go home? Things are obviously shit for you. I don't know how they can be much worse. Maybe he was being abused. Maybe he was just being bullied. I don't really know. They never really say anything. He's just really firm about not wanting to go back. And speaking of running from the police, man, I don't know much about Japanese police force. I know in America it's not that forgiving, but they're easily able to escape the police multiple times throughout the movie. And I mean, yeah, they're kids, so maybe the police are taking it easy on them. Maybe they understand they're not like an actual threat, but man, it's a whole lot different than you would expect police to be. And maybe that's because Japanese people are probably nicer, a lot nicer than Americans. I'm just saying. Now, we also get to Hina's powers. Like, they post like a website, kind of, and like saying there's going to be this job so people can see this. Then they go and like clear up just little patches of area. They get paid for it. She does it for quite a bit of people. How does she not get more famous quicker? Eventually, they do get her on camera, and they have to stop. But like, you think it would have been put together a lot quicker. So either she just usually blends in a lot better, even though she's literally making sunshine on her in a city where that doesn't happen anymore. But I don't know, it was strange. It was like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a story. You thought they would have caught her sooner, but whatever. Now, and then after everything's happened, there's a 3-year jump. You get to see Hodaka go back to his island. He had to finish school. He doesn't really say what happens to Hina and Nagi, but apparently everything was fine. Keisuke, I guess, kept up with them. Nobody went to jail. I don't know what jails are like in Japan, but everything seemed to turn out fine. Keisuke is doing bad for himself. I don't remember what happened to Nasumi. I don't really think it actually said if she got that job she was looking for. because whatever. And then they also had a cat that Hodaka found, and it rained because it rained all the time. And then it gets fat. It ends up growing closer to Keisuke. And animals are always adorable. They're always enjoyable in movies. But then Hodaka and Hina find each other again after 3 years, pretty easily, but you know, that's how the movie ends. And it was, you know, a nice, beautiful moment. But there's two more things, two more people that show up in this movie. Maybe you can call it a cameo from Your Name. And this was really surprising. One, because I only saw Your Name once, and the fact that I recognized the characters at all surprised me. But yeah, Taki and Mitsuha both show up at separate points. And not only do they show up, there's a point where Taki suggests to Hodaka to get a present for Hina because it's apparently almost her 18th birthday, even though it reveals later she's only 15. And him suggesting to get this present leads Hodaka to Mitsuha, who is the one that sells him a ring. And you know, it's nice to see there's still this connection. It's also nicer to see the movies are connected. And they talk about this more in an interview afterwards. He mentions how they are connected and how this happens a little bit before the actual name, the actual end of Your Name. So it's really cool to see. He also jokes about how he probably can't really do it again in Tokyo because he literally flooded it, most of Tokyo at least. He also just seems to have a good sense of humor, which I really enjoyed. I'm really enjoying that they're adding these interviews at the end of movies because I love that stuff. I love commentary, just behind the scenes stuff, especially for animated stuff because, man, that's a lot of work. And then he talks more about the animation style. He say you want to be different than Studio Ghibli, but it seems like, honestly, they're the next Studio Ghibli. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, they're having a lot of movies coming out, more and more, and they're all great, really. So, yeah, we can see that. But he talks a lot about how the rain is the challenge because they hand draw everything, and you can see it. The rain is stunning. It's especially for a movie where it's literally raining all the time. And then he talks more about the music, which was from Rad Wimps. I think I assume that's how you say the name because that's how it's spelled. And man, it's always nice just to get chills when watching a movie when the music and the animation and the characters and story all sync up to where you just get that nice slight chill. And there wasn't anything like super emotionally investing in this movie. And since I watched it dub and don't really like dub, I'm not crazy about the voice acting. But it was fine. They did good. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. The voice acting wasn't bad. I just seem to enjoy Japanese voice acting better. But yeah, overall, I'll just keep saying spectacular because it is. That's my overall review of it. Now, there's one more little thing that I noticed in the movie, and I never noticed it in any other anime or such stuff, is they actually had McDonald's. And unless I'm remembering it wrong, somehow saw it wrong and missed the letter being changed, you always usually see, especially Americanized countries or companies in different countries, being, you know, the branding being changed somehow. Like I've seen McDonald's and just weird changes like that. But no, they actually had the actual McDonald's branding. It's just a weird thing. They also do it with Maker's Mark. It's almost, the way they put it, it's almost like product placement. I don't like Maker's Mark, personally. I don't know why. But anyways, I also had McDonald's earlier, right before I went and saw the movie, so maybe that stuck with me. I even had a Whopper, which it looked like he had in the movie. But that's getting off track. That's just me rambling. But it's the way they marketed this movie was weird because there's like, this is a special fan preview. One, they had 4 showings. And if this was a preview, That would be amazing. But it was a full movie. If there's an extended version though, I would love that. No doubt. Kind of hope there would be. But yeah, definitely was a preview. Otherwise, something marketing was funky on that. But I don't know. What did you think? Did you watch Weathering with You? Was you able to catch it? Have you been wanting to? Have you liked all the other films that have come out? Let me know. But if you like the things I said about it, like this video. If you want to see me talk more about otaku, nerdy stuff, anything in general, subscribe to my channel. But thank you for watching. I'm DAC. Bye.